What's up, everybody? How are you doing? If you are struggling to stick to your changes or you are afraid of change, this video is for you. So stay tuned and just listen and take steps towards your changes and what you really want out of life. Love ya! How you doing? I am here just to share a few things with you. I am not my hair. I am not the skin. I am not your expectation. Oh, yes, change is good, but I know it can be hard for some of us. So I'm going to talk about why change can be good for you. Just few reasons why change is good. I want to change into my life, and I was shooting a video a week ago, and I just wanted something different. And I posted on my social media, and people have been so kind and nice. I know some people are not going to support you with the changes you want to make into your life. But there's reasons why change is good for you. And we know as well that change is really hard. It's hard because your brain is conditioned in the way of, you just want to do the same things all the time because there's comfort in doing the same things over and over again. And sometimes, if you have a little bit of a change, you get a little bit like, oh my God, what's happening? But change is good. Change is good. So this video is actually for those who really want to change their lives, but they're stuck. So if you're stuck and you want to do some changes into your life, this video is for you. And I know how it can be difficult to make few changes into your life because of being stuck. And one of the things I don't want into my life is to be stagnant. Once something is stagnant, it pollutes, especially water. If it's stagnant in one spot, it gives pollution, it gives malaria, it gives all the bacteria to the people in that village where they live in, right? So sometimes as a human being, when you're stuck, you become more like a pollution to yourself and to those around you. So 5 reasons why it's good for you. Few reasons why this is good for you. Change can push you out of your comfort zone. What did I say? It can push you out of your comfort zone. There are people who are comfortable living the same way every day, and there's nothing wrong with it. They're comfortable there. But once you're pushed out of that space of being comfortable, of doing the same thing over and over again, especially when you want changes into your life and nothing is happening, you're going to be a little bit uncomfortable. Right? Like when you move into a new place and you felt like you needed to have that, it's going to be a little bit comfortable because you don't know people around that space and you don't know where to go for shopping. I mean, thank God to Google now, you can do all those things without even having to ask people around us, but you can find it on your mobile, on your phone, on your computer. But change in general is a hard thing because it takes you out of your comfortable zone. But if you really want change, you have to go through the process of feeling uncomfortable. It's the same thing when a woman is about to give birth to a child. You become uncomfortable. There's pain that comes with it. And so when that pain comes through, it's time for you to push your life to a different level, to a new level, a new dimension. So when you are uncomfortable, change is coming. Change is coming and it's shifting things that are around you. So you have to understand and know that when you are going through change, it's okay to feel uncomfortable. But when you're feeling uncomfortable, it's not the time to quit. It's not the time to say, oh my God, I made a mistake. You have to go through the process. It's the same thing, like I said, as a woman gives birth to a child, when that moment comes of pushing the baby, she has no choice but to push the baby out. She cannot push the baby back in because what? She has been working on, the baby has been growing in her belly for 9 months, and God has been part of that process. And when that moment arrives in your life, you have to push push forward. So 2021, when you're going through a hard time right now and you have made some changes into your life, you said, hey, I'm changing my diet, hey, I'm going to go to work out. I know there's going to be a time when it's uncomfortable. There's going to be a time when you work out and you feel pain, and that's the time you don't stop, you push forward, right? You make a decision to push forward, even though it's painful, even though it's hurting, because once you conquer the times of being uncomfortable, you're going to reap good benefits, whatever the benefits are for you. Whether you are trying to figure out the hurt in your life, you're going to feel uncomfortable. When you want to get rid of the things that are not serving you, it's going to be uncomfortable. So embrace change and let life move forward. Don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. And when you are uncomfortable, keep going. Keep going. Move forward. It's February. Keep going. This is for you, the one who's made a change. And then also when you become, after you get uncomfortable, you begin different experience in your life. You get to find a different experience, right? Like for instance, if you've been trying to change the way you eat, the way you are waking up in the morning, what do you do? How do you go to bed? Once you change that kind of thing of repeating the same thing over and over again, once you allow change to happen into your life, you get to experience more, right? Like for instance, you start working out, it's hard, you get uncomfortable, and then the next minute, and 2 weeks later, you're like, what? 2 weeks ago, I couldn't even walk a mile, and now I can walk a mile. So it becomes fun. You enjoy the experiences a little bit more, experience of working out. You now know the benefits of it. You know what it does, what it has done for you internally and externally. So you begin to experience your life in a different way. Once you lose a little weight, you go buy a new pair of jeans. Once you change all that stuff, people around you will ask and say, what happened to you? Something shifted. What happened? So you experience life in a different way, but more beautifully, because you have what? Accepted the change, and you have experienced the painful part of changing your life. And then once you start experiencing all that stuff, life changes. You become more, you experience life more, and you become more happier. You're like, oh my gosh, I changed my life, and now my life is better. So like me, when I changed my hair, I said, what? And I love it. It has made me experience life in a different way. It has made me go to the box and take out all the clothes that I hadn't worn in a long time and experience life in a different way, because I like how I look. I like how I don't have to work too hard to look good. I just wake up, I take a shower, and I put oil in my scalp, and I brush my hair. You know, some days I don't even brush it, and it's fun. I love it. And so once you go through all the stuff, when you're experiencing life more, you get to find out who you really are. You know, once you go through a hard time in your life, you don't realize how strong you are until you go through those moments in your life, right? So once you go through all those things, you get to find who you really are. You get to find out how fun your life is. You get to find out how much you enjoy being around other people, because you can enjoy what God is doing into your life, the changes you're making into your life. So you even love being around other people because you've made all those changes. You realize how strong you are. You realize how resilient you are, and that makes life so much fun. So much fun. And when you get when you are going through a transition, your mind expands in a way that it hadn't in the past. You ask yourself and say, oh my goodness, how come I never ate salads? Because you're like, oh, your palate changes because you've changed your diet. You're like, whoa, this is really delicious. This food is good for me, because now you know why you are doing it. So you are expanding your knowledge with your life, and everything becomes new. And then you enjoy life a little bit more. You learn about your limitations as well, and you work through your limitations, whatever that is. If you're realizing that, oh my gosh, I cannot lift this 2-pound weight, you work on increasing your strength, or whatever in your life, your limitations, whatever those are. You realize like, oh, I have to work out, I have to work hard from this point so that I can achieve that. Once you realize your limitations, then you become more flexible and adaptable, because you know that everything that you have to do in life, you have to work for. Not in a hard way. You accept and you grow. right? So once you realize that, you know who you really are, and you know your limitations and all that stuff, but you become more flexible and adaptable. You adapt. Without a doubt, change makes you more flexible and adaptable. You learn to embrace chaos and chaos into your life, what seems foreign, but you accept that things can be achievable. Like when you were trying to work out at the beginning of the year and it was hard and hard, you realize that the more you do it, the more you work hard, you can adapt. You can actually be flexible, understanding your pace, how your life is going. You can really enjoy your life. Then you are armed with more confidence as you walk into the next uncomfortable situation, right? That things that you experienced a year ago when things were really tough, and now you know it's a new year, but hey, what do? I've learned this 1, 2, 3 last year. I'm adapting. How am I going to go through with this new year with the same conditions? You have adapted because you have experienced all those things and you've done something about it. When you realize that something was not working for you, you did something about it. So you become more adaptable. You're like, oh, I did this. It's not difficult anymore. I can do this. You become more flexible and say, okay, this is hard for me, so I have to really be patient to myself. I really have to take one step at a time towards my goals. And you have more fun. So you can really enjoy life fully, right? When you are open to change, you are open to saying yes to more. And you are open to more experiences and opportunities. You have the opportunity to meet more people too. And when you add all these things together, you're going to have a more robust life, and you have a ton of, oh my goodness, of fun figuring it all out along the way. There's no doubt about it. Life becomes more fun because you have conquered your limitations. You have experienced new things. And so then when you're going through all these processes and all these challenges in your life, you conquer one thing at a time. You change one thing at a time. You become more adaptable and flexible, and then you have fun. Life is fun. Now you have worked out. Now you have more energy. You can have more time with your children without being exhausted, way too exhausted. You can go to work happy because you are making changes into your life. You can wake up in the morning with purpose because life is fun, because you're making changes and you are not stagnant. So, if you want to change your life, choose to make a sacrifice by changing one thing at a time. A sacrifice. Whatever that is for you, just make a sacrifice and make a change, and life becomes more fun. It takes time though. It takes adaptability. It takes flexibility to make all those changes. So this is for you if you're struggling with making changes into your life. But just know that all things come together for those who believe in God. And so if you put God in everything that you do on a daily basis, including the changes you want to make in your life, you are going to make it through. I love you. Have fun. Life is good. Life is good, and there's so much out there that what life has to offer, including being yourself and embracing the changes into your life and accepting where you are and making those changes and being flexible. Be flexible and everything becomes adaptable. I love you, and I hope this has really helped you into making those changes into your life. May God bless you.